Breaking barriers. Dr. Sadie Alexander is America's first black economist. Drive. Sadie Tanner Mossel Alexander was a trailblazer in American history, breaking barriers as the country's first black economist. Born in 1898, Dr. Alexander's achievements came amidst a backdrop of systemic racism and limited opportunities for African Americans, particularly women. Despite these hurdles, she emerged as a pioneering figure, her resilience and intellect opening doors for future generations. In 1921, Dr. Alexander became the first African American to earn a PhD in economics from the University of Pennsylvania, marking a significant milestone in U.S. history. Her achievement challenged prevailing racial and gender biases, making her a symbol of progress in an era where both social and academic spheres were rigidly segregated. Yet, her journey was far from straightforward. Despite her qualifications, Dr. Alexander faced significant barriers in the academic field due to racial discrimination, forcing her to pivot her career towards law, where she broke new ground yet again. By earning a law degree from the same institution, she became one of the first African American women to practice law in Pennsylvania. Dr. Alexander's legacy is reflected in her relentless fight against racial and gender inequality. Her work set a precedent, broadening the path for black economists and serving as a persistent reminder of the need for equality across all professional landscapes. Economic justice. Dr. Alexander's vision for integrated prosperity. Drive. Sadie Alexander's vision for integrated prosperity was deeply rooted in her understanding of economic justice, a crucial component of her multifaceted legacy. As the first African American woman to earn a PhD in economics, Alexander possessed a profound comprehension of the structural barriers impeding equitable economic participation. She envisioned a society where racial and economic disparities were addressed through comprehensive policy reforms, thus fostering inclusive growth and prosperity. Her advocacy encompassed both civil rights and economic empowerment, immersing herself in efforts to dismantle discriminatory practices in employment, education, and housing. Alexander believed that true economic justice was not just about access to economic resources but also about ensuring those resources were equitably distributed and accessible to all, irrespective of race or gender. She championed policies that would allow for fair wages, combat unemployment, and foster equal opportunities in the workforce, often emphasizing the importance of education in achieving these goals. Alexander's conviction was that an integrated approach, interweaving civil rights with economic strategies, was essential for realizing a just society. Her commitment was to a vision of prosperity that required joint action from both government and community, addressing systemic inequalities while empowering individuals to achieve economic self-sufficiency. Her legacy in economic justice provides a timeless blueprint for integrated prosperity in pursuit of a more equitable world. Shaping economic policy. Dr. Alexander's influential advocacy and contributions. Drive. Sadie Alexander's influence on economic policy is a testament to her multifaceted legacy, seamlessly intertwining her profound insights in economics with her commitment to civil rights. As the first African American woman to earn a PhD in economics in the United States, Dr. Alexander broke barriers and opened doors not only in academia but also in policy advocacy. Her work during the mid-20th century addressed pressing issues of her time: job discrimination, wage disparities, and economic justice, which remain remarkably relevant today. Alexander's contributions to economic policy were channeled through her eloquent speeches and writings that underscored the importance of equitable economic opportunities for African Americans. During her tenure on President Harry Truman's Committee on Civil Rights, she championed policies aimed at dismantling systemic barriers and advocated for full employment as a means to achieve economic stability and social equity. Her economic insights extended beyond mere advocacy. They provided a data-driven foundation for understanding the intersections of race, economics, and policy. Moreover, Dr. Alexander's work laid the groundwork for future economic reforms by highlighting how economic empowerment is crucial for civil rights. Her ability to articulate the economic implications of racial discrimination showcased her foresight and cemented her role as a pivotal figure in shaping policies that aspire toward inclusivity and equality. Her advocacy continues to inspire economists and policymakers alike, urging a relentless pursuit of justice through informed economic strategies. The fight against poverty. Analyzing Dr. Alexander's strategies for poverty reduction. Drive. Sadie Alexander, the first African-American woman to earn a PhD in economics, approached the struggle against poverty with a keen understanding of systemic barriers and a commitment to social justice. Her strategies for poverty reduction were deeply rooted in her belief in economic empowerment and equal opportunity. Alexander advocated for full employment as a means to eradicate poverty, emphasizing that job creation should be central to any comprehensive strategy. She believed that stable, well-paying jobs were crucial not only for individual upliftment but also for community revitalization, as employment provides individuals with the dignity and resources needed to improve their circumstances. In addition to job creation, Dr. Alexander was a proponent of educational access and training programs that would equip marginalized communities with the necessary skills to compete in the labor market. By emphasizing education, she sought to break the cycle of poverty and create long-term change. Furthermore, Alexander supported anti-discrimination policies that aimed to dismantle the barriers faced by African Americans and other minorities in employment, housing, and education. Her advocacy highlighted the importance of structural reform and the role of policy in fostering an equitable society. Throughout her career, Dr. Sadie Alexander's strategies for poverty reduction underscored the interplay between economic opportunity, education, and systemic change, forming a comprehensive approach to fight against poverty. The enduring legacy of Dr. Sadie Alexander in modern economic thought drive. Sadie Alexander's enduring legacy in modern economic thought can be seen through her pioneering work in highlighting the interconnectedness of civil rights and economic equality. As the first African American to earn a PhD in economics, her contributions have laid the groundwork for discussions surrounding inclusivity within economic systems and the impact of racial disparities on economic outcomes. Dr. Alexander's insights into how economic policies affect marginalized communities remain relevant today, as contemporary economists continually draw upon her ideas to address systemic inequities. Throughout her career, Dr. Alexander emphasized the importance of employment opportunities and fair wages in uplifting entire communities. Her advocacy for government intervention to promote economic justice has echoed through generations, influencing modern approaches to combating poverty and unemployment. In recent years, the field of economics has increasingly recognized the necessity of examining social factors when formulating policy, reflecting Dr. Alexander's holistic perspective. Her legacy endures as economists and policymakers pay greater attention to issues like economic mobility, wage gaps, and the socio-economic barriers faced by minorities. Dr. Alexander's work has encouraged a discourse that goes beyond mere numbers, insisting on the integration of social justice within economic frameworks. As society grapples with persistent inequality, her insights provide invaluable guidance in shaping policies that aim to achieve genuine economic inclusion. From civil rights to economic insight, how Alexander linked social justice with economic policies drive. Sadie Alexander's legacy is a testament to her profound understanding of the interconnectedness between civil rights and economic policies. As an African American woman who shattered barriers by becoming the first to earn a PhD in economics in the United States, Alexander keenly grasped how economic stability and growth were integral to achieving true social justice. Her work highlighted the persistent inequalities faced by marginalized communities, emphasizing that the fight for civil rights could not be disentangled from the struggle for economic empowerment. Alexander argued that economic policies should serve as tools for social change, advocating for employment opportunities, fair wages, and access to education as foundations for equality. She believed that economic disenfranchisement was a root cause of social injustice and that addressing economic disparities was essential to dismantling systemic racism. Her insights are evident in her work with the National Urban League and her speeches where she called for comprehensive strategies to ensure economic inclusion for African Americans. By linking civil rights with economic insight, Alexander provided a blueprint for addressing social inequities through economic reforms. Her pioneering efforts laid the groundwork for subsequent generations of policymakers and activists who continue to champion the idea that social justice and economic policy are inextricably linked. Her legacy endures as a reminder of the critical role economic insight plays in the ongoing struggle for civil rights.